Alright, so today it's gonna be like my mage guide, I guess. But for the only other class I played so far, which is when I started Berserker. Now, I do think that mage and Berserker are the most common classes, because I can, uh, if I can find out my skills, there we go. Only because, well, they're pretty simple and straightforward. Mage, get a bunch of intelligence, magic weapons. Berserker, gain a lot of melee damage. That's pretty much it for these two classes. Now Archer is getting up there because of bone meringues, but they are really expensive. I don't know why I'm saying that. I literally have a Hyperion. Now, for let me go to the dungeons area in the hub first. Okay, so we're gonna say entrance floor 1, floor 2, and floor 3. Um, no, entrance floor 1, 2, 1 through 2. I'm just gonna straight up say that there's really nothing for berserkers. There's like right here. You can get something like zombie soldier. This is still really good. This right here, we go epic rarity or even legendary. Actually, like yeah, I prefer legendary. Yeah, go ahead and get zombie soldier. It's pretty good actually for a starter set. I forgot the requirements for it, but I think it's like really low catacombs level. But if anything, I'd recommend you, well, of course, getting a Bonzo mask. You're not going to be able to survive if you're not able to survive. Because even like endgame players, they use this because Necron. Now, the other set is for starting is of course adaptive armor, adaptive sword, or even like something like maybe aspect of the dragons, but I prefer adaptive because it's a dungeon weapon, it scales, and it's going to be much stronger and more worth your money than an aspect of the dragons. Like let me look at this. Adaptive blade, 500k. Now this could have been a flip. I kind of mad. So the cheapest one, it says it's 650k. I doubt that. Let me look for the real cheapest one. Right here, 700k. For a clean one, yeah, a clean one, you can just enchant it yourself. You're not going to be using this for too long, so it won't really matter. And versus aspect of the dragons. Yeah, you can see a price difference. And if if you know you're going to be playing dungeons a lot, then you might as well just get this. Like 400 damage compared to 25, and you can put something like sharp on this. Let me look for a sharp aspect of the dragons. Or like even spicy. Look at that. +10. Let me look for a sharp weapon. Sharp. Oh great, they're gonna show me. Epic. Right here, sharp. It's legendary. You get +20, 20 crit chance and 75 crit damage. Pretty good. So yeah, adaptive blade over aspect of the dragons. Now the next one, honestly, is there's really, again, no like straightforward thing to do. Like for mage, you can get like zombie soldier to you can go from like wise dragon to zombie soldier to necromancer to like maybe even 5-star young or 5-star wise to storm. We're just gonna go straight to shadow assassin because again, surprisingly, not that expensive. 1.4. Okay, we'll just say at most 1.5 mil for boots. We go Shadow Assassin leggings, 3.9 mil. We'll say at most 4 point something, some. Okay, whatever this price is, 4.3. We'll just say that 4.3 mil. Helmet. We'll say at most 2 mil. And the chest plate. This is gonna be the most expensive one. So for an alternative, either keep using your adaptive chest plate or go for something. I think it's zombie soldier that people use an alternative for. Zombie. Yeah, I think it's zombie soldier. Yeah, you can just swap out your chest plate for zombie soldier, so you're only spending like uh maybe 5 mil, 5 to 7 mil with the zombie soldier chest plate, which costs like nothing. Like literally, if I find the cheapest one, like that's available for purchase, 200k. So it's literally worth nothing, and it's still good too. Now, who shot me? Now for your weapon, you're gonna it's gonna be a big jump from adaptive blade, but flower flower of truth. Yep, we're jumping straight to the flower of truth. Now, let's be honest, it's not that expensive. I'm just gonna straight up say it's really cheap. It's only 7 mil. Or if you want to get like a 5-star one, the cheapest one would be something like 11 mil, which is not that bad, honestly. And this is gonna be a long-term weapon too, because well, the next one's gonna be even worse. The Flower of Truth, and maybe even have a Livid Dagger with you, because why not? Right here, it's really cheap, 8 mil for a 5-star. If you want a decent one, we'll say like 10 to 11 mil. So yeah, not bad. Livid Dagger, Flower of Truth. I don't even have to explain it because well, backstab damage, easy crit. You already get 100% crit chance, 100% bonus attack speed. Flower of Truth, look at that damage. This one's good for clearing rooms because you can right click and shoot and kill 3 enemies at once for only 10% of your mana, which is not bad. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to be like literally spamming this ability because pretty sure you're just going to be spamming left click most of the time. So yeah, Livid Dagger, Flower of Truth, Shadow Assassin armor. I don't even have to explain Shadow Assassin armor. It's just a really good set. Like even like you can even tell from the full set bonus. Collect the shadows of your enemies you kill, increasing your damage for the rest of the dungeon while wearing the set. So if let's say if you kill like 300 enemies, 300 enemies, you get 300 strength. So yeah, It's as simple as that. Now, for end game, for late to end game, once you're done with your Shadow Assassin phase, I Necron. Just Necron armor. And that's it. Necron armor. Get it 5-starred. Honestly, everything's not that bad. Except for probably the chest plate. The chest plate's always gonna be the most expensive piece, which is normal. So yeah, that's gonna cost you a lot. I'm gonna say get armor first before the weapon I'm gonna mention, which is the Val Val Val. Do I know how to spell? I swear I know how to spell. Uh, hold on, hold on, hold on. I know how to spell. I promise. Right here, the Valkyrie. So yeah. Now the Valkyrie, I don't even have to explain it. It's basically a Hyperion for Berserkers. Tons of damage, tons of strength, a lot of ferocity. Like a lot of ferocity. 78 ferocity while in dungeon, 61 when in not. That's a lot. And you can still use Wither Impact. That, well, although it's not needed, but it's still good to use. Clear rooms a bit faster. So yeah, this is so yeah, Necron armor, Valkyrie. That's pretty much your final set. Now, if you want, you can swap out the Necron helmet for a diamond, dia, diamond Necron head. Okay, they're not selling it. Necron head. Okay, bud. Let's just go here. Collection, boss. Right here. Not that. This one. Diamond Necron head. Or even the gold one. This one's pretty good too. It's just not that much stats. Look at that. 220 HP, 80 defense. 80 HP, 40 defense. Big difference. But yeah, gold or diamond Necron head. You can swap out your Necron helmet for that. So yeah, your weapons will literally be your end game set will literally be Necron and a Valkyrie. Now, sadly, I didn't go that far with Berserker because I'll be honest, as if you have a mage in your team, then all you're good for is tanking for the mage. Now, now for hey mayors. Now for your side gear, I'd say um zombie sword, pretty much it. Pretty much it in my opinion. Maybe have like a mana flux, of course a bow, because a bow is always useful to have. Um, maybe something, maybe just something like dungeon stuff, like decoys or floor 4, spirit leaps, all that stuff. Because if you're a berserker, you're gonna be useful for people who need help. Like if mages, if they're like a weak-ish mage, like let's say necromancer lord and spirit scepter, um, they're gonna have a hard time surviving at some like maybe mini bosses or boss fights, so you can go to them and tank for them while still getting good damage in. Now, reforges for all your armor. If it's gonna be fierce if you don't have ancient. If you don't have the ancient reforge, then it's gonna be fierce. No, Because look, the Ancient Reforged, let me go to a legendary. Right here. Plus 25 strength, plus 12% crit chance, plus 9% crit damage, and that goes even higher in dungeons. You gain a lot of health too. You gain a good bit of health, defense, and intelligence. And you get more crit damage the higher your catacombs level is. Yeah, I don't think I have to describe ancient that much. Or you can go, of course, fierce. There's a great alternative. Pretty much the same thing, but just a bit weaker. You get no health and defense buff. And that's pretty much it. For reforges, for armor, weapons, I'm gonna say sharp. I'm gonna say sharp. If I can find it again. Right here, sharp. For the 20% crit chance and 75% crit damage. Maybe fabled. Fabled for the 75 strength and 50 crit damage and the chance to deal up to 20% extra damage when you're with your crits. Or if you reach mining 30, or if you want to trust someone with your weapon, go for withered, because this is honestly the best one. Like, look at this Hyperion, plus 202 strength. That's insane. Withered Flower of Truth, plus 154 strength, 158, 192. You can go insanely high with this. Like, let's look at this, 202, 208. So yeah. Who won? Paul? Okay, good. So yeah. I don't think I have to explain withered anymore. Now, now for accessory bags, you're gonna want to go for, I'm gonna say strong. I'm gonna go for strong. Uh, forceful, forceful. There we go. And shaded. Personally, I would just go all shaded, but there are good mix that can optimize your damage higher than full shaded. But if you want to go a simple route, all shaded. You can mix like shaded and forceful, forceful strong and shaded, shaded and strong, I guess. Whatever you want, as long as it's any of those three, you should be fine. Now, again, always probably always have a Bonzo mask with you. It's so useful. Like, you don't even know. Now, so Ancient Reforge. Okay, now pets. Pets. Now, you can do a Griffin pet. Right here. Griffin pet. Because, look at those stats. Look at all those stats that it gives. And mine's only level 61. It gives strength, crit chance, magic find, crit damage, and a bit of intelligence. And the legendary constitution ability, permanent regen and strength. It's regen 6 and strength 7 also, so that's insane. Like, I think I can even do it right now. Like, let me go see. Let me go do a tiny damage test. So without it, 17k. With the Griffin pet. Okay, hold on. Let me 27k. Look at that. I just increased my thing by 10k damage for literally just switching my sheep pet to Griffin pet. And this is with a mage set too. Now, That's a griffin pet. You can also get something like a tiger pet. You can get a tiger pet at least epic. There we go. At least epic, because that's pretty much all you need. If you go to legendary, all you're gonna get is Apex Predator, and you only do you do extra damage if there's no other mobs within 15 blocks around you. And that's kind of useless because you're in a dungeon, there's mobs everywhere. You're never gonna be fighting just a single mob. Even in a boss fight, you're never gonna be fighting just a single mob. So Epic Griffin, really cheap, surprisingly. Level 100 will cost you like maybe 14 to 15 mil, maybe highest 16, I'd say. And you're gonna, of course, once you get enough money, you should be able to get this once you get Shadow Assassin, actually. And that's the Baby Yeti. Again, only Epic is needed because if you go to Legendary, you're not going to be using the Yeti sword. You're going to be using a Valkyrie, Flower of Truth, Livid Dagger. You don't need it. You just need the ice shields. And 1% of and you're gonna get, based on your strength, is how much defense you'll gain. So in dungeons, if you have 1,000 strength, you're gonna get, if you have a level 100 pet, you're gonna get 1,000 defense added on to your current defense. And that scales with dungeons too, just like the sheep pet. Now for your item, there's literally only one item you should have, and that's Dwarf Turtle Shelmet. If a Berserker gets knocked back out of reach from a mob, then they're pretty much useless, because they're just gonna die. Like, let's say you're here, you just casually kill things, and then something hits you and you're out of range, like that, and everything just keeps hitting you. Like, let's say the rabbits, because they boost you up. The rabbits from floor 4, because they literally like bounce you up. You're not gonna be able to hit anything, but everything's still gonna be able to hit you because they have extended hitboxes for some reason. So yeah, Dwarf Turtle Shelmet, prevent yourself from getting knocked back. So you don't be useless. And I'd say that's pretty much it. If you want, I'd say it's a must for every class. Go ahead and get a voodoo doll. Voodoo, voodoo doll. How do you spell this? Voodoo. Okay. Yeah, only costs 200 mana. You should have 200 mana in a dungeon. And this will literally do percent damage to them. Ignore that it says 5,000 damage. It's not 5,000 damage. Um, you need you can, and they slow down too. Now, if you have the money spare, get an ice spray. Again, really useful tool. I wish I had one. Only 9 mil. I'd say 9 to 10 mil. Because you don't need a star one, you just need, even a clean one's fine. But yeah, I guess that'll be it for now. As a recap, starting out, just use whatever you have. Strong armor with pretty much any sword. Once you get to a higher level, higher catacombs level, or even a floor completion, zombie soldier, or adaptive armor with an adaptive blade. Then you're gonna move on to Shadow Assassin with Flower of Truth and Livid Dagger. Then you're going to move on from that to Necron Armor, possibly Necron Head, the golden one or diamond one, your choice. For Reforges, swords, Sharp if you don't have enough for Fabled or Withered. And between Fabled and Withered, again, personal preference, I'd rather go Withered. Armor, it's gonna be Fierce. Fierce. If you don't have money for Ancient or not the or the mining 30, I believe, for it. For extra utility, Ice Spray 1, Bonzo Mask. That's pretty much it. And Voodoo Doll if you can't afford Ice Spray. Now, Reforge for accessories. It's gonna be strong, forceful, and shaded. You couldn't go all strong, all shaded. I'd recommend not doing full forceful. Maybe mix and match with forceful if you want to. And yeah, for pets, it'll be Tiger, Baby Yeti. I guess I haven't mentioned this, but also Ender Dragon. But this is really expensive, so don't do it. Uh, Griffin pet, maybe at least an uncommon one. Yeah, at least uncommon. If of course if you can afford rare, legendary, epic, go for it. Um, and also this will always be useful. A Wither Skeleton pet for when you're fighting Necron as a Berserker. And I don't know if I mentioned Baby Yeti, but Baby Yeti. And if you can, and if you can, the only item you should have on your pet as a Berserker is a Dwarf Turtle Shell Mitt, so you don't take knockback. And that's pretty much it. So that's it for this Berserker guide. I'll be doing maybe Archer next time, and we'll see you next time.